In this video, we're going to look at linear transformations of roots. Here's what we mean by this. So the cubic equation x cubed plus 3x squared minus 2x plus 5 equals 0 has roots alpha, beta and gamma. Find the equation of a polynomial with integer coefficients with roots of 3 alpha, 3 beta and 3 gamma. Okay, so we could obviously just find the roots. But actually and then just multiply them by 3 and figure out a polynomial of those roots. But there is a quicker way to do it. Now, I'm going to give you an intuitive way to solve this one, and that will lead us to an algebraic technique, which we can then generalize. So in this case, it's maybe useful to imagine a graph. So it's a cubic equation. Now, some of the roots might be complex, but let's just assume that it looks like this, okay? So cubic equation with 3 real roots. Now, if our new equation should have roots of 3 alpha, 3 gamma, 3 beta and 3 gamma, then each of these should just be multiplied by 3. So this one is going to get stretched out to here. This one's going to get stretched out to about here, and this one will get stretched out to about here. And what we've got is simply a stretched cubic equation. Maybe looks something like this. And we know the rules about what sort of transformation does that. Thinking about our f of x transformation, a stretch with a scale factor 3 would simply be y equals f of a third x. So what I could simply do is substitute in a third x instead of x, and that would do it. I might have to multiply up by some constant in order to ensure I've got integer coefficients, but that's basically it. Now we can generalize this approach in the following way, and that's to say that if my roots need to be 3 times bigger, let's instead imagine that the function we've got here is maybe in terms of w rather than x. What we can say is that my w values are 3 times the x values. And so once you have this relationship, and all this is my w roots, 3 alpha, 3 beta, 3 gamma, are 3 times my x roots of alpha, beta and gamma. So that's just a description of the relationship. All I need to do then is make x the subject and substitute this value of x, w over 3, into my original equation. And when I do that, what do I get? Well, I get w over 3 cubed plus 3 times w over 3 squared minus 2 times w over 3 plus 5 equals 0. And of course, this is going to give me the same equation as this one would have done, but it's just done it in a way that doesn't involve spotting a graph transformation, because as you'll see in future examples, that's not always possible. But as long as you can set up this relationship, you rearrange, make x the subject, sub that in, you'll get an equation in terms of w, that's fine, that will satisfy all of the requirements. If we expand this, we get w cubed over 27 plus, now that's w squared over 9 times by 3, and it's w squared over 3. Then we've got 2 times w over 3 plus 5. So to make these integer coefficients, I'm just going to have to multiply everything through by 27. When I do that, I get w cubed. A third times 27 is 9, so 9w squared. 2/3 times 27 is 18, so 18w, and then 5 times 27 is 135. And that equation there is my polynomial with roots of 3 alpha, 3 beta, and 3 gamma. And it's fine to give your answer in terms of w, they just said give me a polynomial. Now, notice they said a polynomial rather than the polynomial, because of course I could double this, right? I could just have 2w cubed plus 18w squared and so on, just double everything. But generally just aim for the simplest one. So that's the one that requires the small, it can have no further simplification. Let's look at a slightly harder version. So same initial cubic here, but now we want roots of 2 alpha minus 1, 2 beta minus 1, and 2 gamma minus 1. So all we need to do is the same thing as before and say each of my w roots is 2 times my x roots minus 1. Rearrange to make x the subject and we get w plus 1 over 2. I just need to sub x into the original equation now, and that will give me an expression in terms of w. So what do I get? I get w plus 1 over 2 cubed plus 3 times w plus 1 over 2 squared minus 2 w plus 1 over 2 plus 5 equals 0. All I need to do now is expand everything and simplify. So what do we get? We get w cubed plus 3w squared plus 3w plus 1 all over 8. That's this one expanded. Next one, well, if I expand this, it's w squared plus 2w plus 1. I'll multiply by 3 now to get 3w squared plus 6w plus 3 all over 2 squared. This one, well, the 2's cancel, so I just get minus w plus 1, and then I've got 5 still at the end. Okay, I'll just need to multiply through by 8 now to ensure that I have a leading coefficient with a value of 1. So that gives me w cubed plus 3w squared plus 3w plus 1. If I multiply this one by 8, well, the 4 gets cancelled and then I'll double the top. So 6w squared plus 12w plus 6. This one times 8 gives me minus 8w and minus 8. And then there's still a 5, which has been multiplied by 8 as well, and that's 40. So we can then just group everything up. So I've got 1w cubed. W squares, I've got 3 of them and 6 of them, so that's 9 of them in total. The w's, I've got 3 of them, plus 12 of them is 15, minus 8 of them is 7, so plus 7w. My constants, 1 plus 6 is 7, minus 8 is minus 1, plus 40 is 39. And this then should be my answer. Now, of course, these ones are not impossible to check on the calculator. Let me show you how. So it's a little bit messy, but what I'd probably suggest here is just go to your equation solver, actually solve them. So polynomial degree 3. So the original one was 1x cubed, 3x squared, minus 2 and 5. And let's see what the roots are. Okay, messy, messy, messy. It's that number there. It's that number there. Can I actually work out what it is? No, and it's that number there. This all seems rather messy, but what I'd suggest is just maybe taking note of one of these numbers, like minus 3.855. Now, if that's one of your roots, then one of the roots of your new equation should be 2 times that minus 1. So let's work out what that is. So 2 times that number there, minus 1. And so just as a little check, I'm hoping that minus 8.71 will be one of the roots of this. I mean, if it's not, then I'm definitely wrong. And if it is, then I'm probably right. So back down. So let's just remind ourselves, what was that? It was minus 8.71. You can even take a note of that. So back to our equation solver, and we're just putting in this new one here. So 1w cubed, 9, 7, 39. And look, there's the minus 8.71 that we were hoping for. So of course, that's not a proof that we've got it, but it's a pretty solid check, because that would have been a real coincidence for that to happen just through luck alone. So that's how I like to check these, just to make sure I've not messed up the numbers, because it's very easy to kind of get the numbers a little bit wrong with all of this algebra. Okay, so that's linear transformations of roots. I also want to show you nonlinear, because that works as well. So see you in the next video for that.